For the
pray.
memes.
Okay, we're recording, praying to
Okay.
the Lord that I have space on my computer. Okay, hello. What we're going to do is what I really, really want to talk about how the workforce works. It's all based around the sun. So a lot of the time we get into, people feel anxiety towards working in a normal workforce setting. Obviously, we know that. Part of the reason behind that is because it's based in the sun kind of, system, and working on that every single day, you try to power through the same way as the day before. Whereas, especially, we're very lucky that a lot of us are women, but also anybody can tap into that divine feminine and work based on the moon. The moon holds a lot of power, but you have to be okay with flowing with it, the way that it comes and goes, okay? There's going to be times in the month where we need to go inwards and we need to work on that personal development, and trying to go and, shout from the rooftops and make all the content and do all the shit. You're going to be forcing something that isn't right for you at that time. So I want to really tap into how to utilize your power just based on where we're at in the month. So right now we're on a new moon. This is a time to go inwards, okay? The moon is dark, you can't see it. It's maybe not, if you're struggling to put out the content, if you're struggling to do the things that you want to do, if you're struggling to do the 1,800 reach outs for that day, maybe it's not the day for that. And I don't say that because you can't get into a routine. You absolutely can, but maybe it's not the day to do 30 reach outs. Maybe it's the day to have 5 really good conversations. I like to close during new moons. I like to close during new moons on a really good relationship. During full moons, I like to start like 50 new relationships. You know what I mean? You're just chatting, you're talking, you're up all night chatting, whatever. That's the great time to just really run with that energy, put out like tons of new content, start a bunch of shit. New moon is to go inwards. You really need to come inwards and do that personal development, find your people, and close down the relationships that you have been building. So it kind of, if you can not struggle and go against the moon and not expect things from yourself that you really aren't in the mindset to expect from yourself, then you are going to be in a better place in business, especially, but also just in life. So Monty, I'm sure you have Montana. I'm sorry. I'm sure you.
Okay, Monts, we like Monts. But yeah, just in general, to kind of give you guys a day and night view of what is a new moon, what is a full moon, because I know a lot of people on here have no idea what that means. When you think full moon, people say, oh, the hospitals are crazy, ER is crazy, all this energy. That's what full moon is all about. All this energy, everything, put it out there, get your shit going, start the new things. And then once again with new moon, it's a lot more going inward, so it's more time to be slow. I know a lot of people start to feel depression, anxiety around this time. I don't know about you guys, but yesterday was a lot of a tougher day emotionally than it was for me today. I find that happens a lot before the new moon. It's the day before the new moon actually happens. So just kind of understanding as well that you're not going crazy. It's not just you, and learning how to work with that. I mean, Liza and I had a call before this just to go over everything. Both of us kind of had crazy days today, and we were like, we know that our bodies really didn't want that. And after this call, I'm going to shut off. I'm going to put my phone away and I'm going to do my me work, because I've been on all day, which is okay. You run a business, you have a life. Sometimes you have to do that. But to understand on those days that you have the new moon, take that time, go inwards, journal. And one more thing I wanted to preface this before we get a little deeper is meditation. I know a lot of people think that is such a scary word, and a lot of people have a certain viewpoint on it. Everyone has their own take on it, but I just want to let you guys know, meditation does not mean that you have no thoughts. So don't not do it because you try and sit there and breathe and you can't stop thinking about what you did 6 years ago and what you're going to have for lunch and what you're going to wear when you go to Vegas finally, okay? It's not about shutting your mind off. It is about being mindful, being present, and just freaking breathing. If all you get from it is 10 minutes of you doing mindful deep breaths, big chest, empty your belly, then that's all that it is. Like today, I did not have a good meditation this morning. I put on a timer for 15 minutes. All I could think about is, when is that timer going to go off? And I went through it. I just, took my breath. So I really encourage all of you to really try and take meditation into your life, but don't take it so damn seriously. There's apps. You can reach out to me if you need a little bit of help. There's guided things. but it's not about shutting your mind off completely, because that's not always how it's going to happen. I mean, you might have a day that you have no thoughts and it's great and it's bliss, and you might be thinking about everything that you're anxious about, but it's just being present, being with yourself, and fueling your body with breath. That is the most important takeaway from it. Your body needs breath. It is the food that every single organ in your body needs. So you need to take good breaths.
I think going off of that, something to really focus on during new moons is shadow work. The moon is in a shadow period. You can also go into a shadow period, and that's exactly what Mons just said. Look at, I'm getting the hang of it. But it's really important that you don't try to shut off the thoughts. The point of meditation is not who's the quietest. It's not a competition to see who can be, the calmest in that moment. It's to deal with all the shit that's actually going on in your brain. So there's actually zero point in sitting there and being quiet for 10 minutes. There's more point in sitting there and sitting through and continuing through and breathing through all the bullshit that is actually going on in your head. There's no point in like sitting there being quiet and then getting up and back to your bullshit. That sucks. No point in that. Use the meditation to work through those thoughts, to work through the negativity, the anxiety, the depression, whatever you're feeling at that time, and be honest with yourself. That's what it's all about. It's getting quiet so that you can be honest with yourself. And that's what shadow work is really about. That's what a new moon is all about. And that's sometimes why your feelings are more heightened during this time. It's to help you see, oh my God, I am anxious, but my life is so busy that I don't notice it sometimes. During the new moon, it's just going to shove itself in your face so that you deal with it. It's not a bad thing that your anxiety is on 10. It just means, okay, yeah, no, it's really time to go inwards. And it makes it so that you have a reason to shut off life for a minute and take that time to go inwards. And be okay with it being kind of chaotic in your own head. That's okay, no stress. We're all a little chaotic. Just work on it, work through it, breathe through it, like Monty said. So now, I want to go into this from a place of leadership very quickly, because we are in a business. Part of the reason I lead the way that I do is because I see potential and light in everyone, because I never see like a person in my downline and see them as not working or lazy or whatever. I see every single person as having shit to work on and shit to go through, but as I recognize that in them, because I know that they're not working for no reason. They're not working because they are going through anxiety. They are paralyzed with fear. They're not sure what they need to be doing. They have blocks that they need to work on. Rather than saying, you're not working hard enough, or where's my team of runners? This is what I've talked about a million times. I say, what's up? What's up? What's going on? What can I help you with? And so you have to do this shadow work as a leader in order to one day lead a team and be able to recognize in your team when someone has a block. If you're not even recognizing your own blocks, there's no possible way for you to recognize the blocks in your team, right? So practice on yourself so that the universe can send you the team that's strongest, because the strongest team that's going to come to you, your runners, are going to have blocks. You're going to create runners because you're going to create your own self as a runner. Okay, there's no such thing, like I said before, there's no such thing as somebody comes into your business that's just all of a sudden good at this. It's just a matter of they have less blocks. So that's fine. Then all of us are runners. All of us can become runners, and all of us can be great leaders, right? So that's really a big thing for me. Now, Montana, please take it away on manifestation, because this is really the fun part that I want to get into, and I'm learning a lot here too. So please.
Yeah. So, I mean, like we call this call new moon manifestation, it is a time to ask for the good shit that you want and to get it. So I guess I want to just kind of talk about how to do it at a beginner standpoint, because I know a lot of you guys hear that word and you think, oh my gosh, it's so woo woo. What the hell does manifesting mean? It is simply believing and knowing that you already have what you want. It's just not in front of you yet. I'm going to break that down a little more. First thing, if you are going for a rank, when you write it down on your whiteboard, in your notes, write I am affirmations are very powerful. If you look in the mirror and you tell yourself every day, I am senior executive director, and you say that every damn day, there is going to be a moment in your body where every bone inside of you believes it, and you will not stop until you get there. So I am affirmations are hella powerful. They are so good to develop a better relationship with yourself. And everyone on this call can always develop a better relationship with themselves, whether at the very beginning of this and you are very unhappy with who you are and what you're doing or whatever, or You know, if you're like me and Lides, you've been practicing spirituality for 5 years and 10 years, and you're still finding new things that you can work on with, you know, your inner self, with your true self. So I am affirmations are huge, in ranks, in goals, in anything you have in life, as well as journaling. So I know that that's also something that can really scare people, but I will tell you, journaling saved my life. It doesn't need to be some crazy, beautiful poetry. It's literally just mind dump, putting things on paper and holding yourself accountable to having that moment with yourself every day where you kind of turn off and once again you go inwards. You tell yourself, okay, for 10 minutes, I'm just going to sit down and write whatever the hell comes out. It doesn't have to have a purpose. It doesn't have to, you know, have some broad storyline to it. It's just whatever you're thinking about. And in terms of manifesting with that, a little fun activity that I want all you guys to try tonight, because it is the full moon, or sorry, it is the new moon. We're manifesting, we're creating our visions. Go and write down in your journal, on a piece of paper, in your phone, wherever, your dream life. What are you going for? I don't want you to talk about the rank you're going for on April 30th, the big vision, okay? The big kahuna, the one that you don't tell people about outside of this business, or maybe even you don't talk about at all outside because you're scared of. I want you to write that as if you're already living it. So I'm going to give you guys a brief example. I have wanted to move to BC since I was freaking 17 years old, and I can go back into my journal from 3 years ago and read out journal entries of me saying, I woke up this morning, you know, saw the beautiful BC mountains, walked to my favorite vegan cafe, have my dog. My dog in my journal that I'm manifesting has a name, okay? So I'm talking about this dog that I don't have. He doesn't exist yet, but I know Navy, my boxer, is going to be with me in BC when I go. So talk about that dog you want, name him or her. You know, if you're manifesting a partner in your life, write about you already having this beautiful relationship with this dream person you have as if it's already happening. And it's gonna happen. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, if you guys watched when Joe first got her house, Joe Uruguayan, she talked about the fact that she had driven down this street before, saw that house, you know, looked at it and said, that's gonna be my house, talked about it constantly. Her and her husband, you know, would talk about how they're gonna decorate this house, what they're gonna put in the backyard, this, that. Act as if you already have it, because you do. It's just not right in front of you. I don't want to get too boo and say, you know, different universes, different realms and stuff, but it is there. You already have it. So that's something that I really want to challenge you guys to do tonight when you get off this. Write about your day today, but where you want to be. What is your future, SCD, MDC, whatever it is. Write about those things and put them on paper as if you already have it, because it will blow your mind and those things are going to happen. And it might be 3 years from now, but you're going to look at that journal entry and be like, holy shit, that's the day that I actually just had today. And I didn't even know that it was coming to me. So that's my little tidbit on manifestation there. And then also to tie into that is gratitude, which our company obviously talks about so much. We have a whole freaking program about it. We had an entire day training about it when we did the, you know, the Vegas online thing. But gratitude has so many different levels to it. And I think the number one part of it and the base, the foundation of it is switching those negative thoughts in your head to positive ones. You guys probably see me on my profile and I'm freaking sunshine and butterflies and I'm an optimistic, half glass full kind of gal. I was not always there, okay? I was 16 and hated the world too once, okay? Sometimes that pulls into your late 20s and that's okay. But the number one step of it and the foundation is turning those negative thoughts into positive. Not only within yourself, but we all have, like, we all judge people, okay? We all look at people and you have inner dialogue. So starting that off is, you know, obviously we're not in the outside world, but I would have moments where I'm walking outside and I see people and I have inner dialogue and it's not so nice. Okay. It happens. You're going to judge someone for what they're wearing, how they're walking, that they didn't hold the door open for you, whatever it is. And you think something negative in your head. If you can have a moment where you recognize that and say, oh, no, just kidding. Sorry. I mean, me being the way that I view life, I say sorry to the universe. Okay. I'm like, oh, sorry, just joking. I'm sure they're a really nice person. It's okay that he didn't hold the door open for me, and go on. So I think that's the very beginning step of just seeing the world a little more glass half full, is, you know, recognizing those thoughts within you, whether it's towards yourself, towards your business, towards others around you. And guys, I still do it today. Okay. Shit happens in my life and I have a negative thought. Not always in that exact moment you're going to recognize it, but once you can kind of catch it when it comes in, then you can push it out a lot quicker and replace it with a positive thought. And that just gives you that, you know, heightened view of life of, you know, things are going the right way. You know, things are happening for me, not to me. That's a really big mindset as well in gratitude. Another fun little activity that I think everyone can do to bring gratitude more into their life is saying thank you a lot more. So this might sound so weird, and I know we're not all driving a lot right now, but I have a disgusting commute to work. I drive from 45 minutes north of Toronto at 7:30 in the morning, along with everyone else. If it doesn't take me an hour and a half to get to work, you better bet your ass when I pull into that parking lot, I look up at the sky and I just say, thank you. Whoever's up there, if you believe in, you know, your past ones that are looking over you, if you just believe in God, if you believe in nothing, just shout the thank you out there. You know, if you reach into your purse and you find the lipstick color when you have 5 in there and you have like 30 seconds to put it on before you're running into a date, thank you. If you are shuffling, you put your phone on shuffle and the song that you wanted came on and you're like, what the hell, as if, thank you. Just say it, because it will put you in that mindset of being grateful for the little things that we really do take advantage of, because those little things are not happening to you, they're happening for you. So that's another fun little exercise, is like, even tomorrow morning, if you wake up before your alarm goes off, or if you don't snooze, or I don't know, like if you wear glasses and you put your hand above to go grab them and you grab your glasses in your first grab, just say thank you. Say it out loud. It's so weird, but once you start verbalizing it, it will become more of an internal thing and the gratitude will just really come to you.
No, it's so true. And I think adding on that, relating it to the business, we're not directors yet. We're not yet. But I think that when you get a paycheck, okay, this is another thing. This is how I relate it to the business, is that when you get a paycheck and you're kind of mad because it's not the highest that you want it to be. It's not the number you want it to be. And you can maybe even turn it around and be like, yeah, it'll be bigger one day, but you have a negative energy towards it because everybody else is crying in the group chats and you're not, and you have that negative energy. Please remind yourself and just switch that to say, I just made money from my phone. It's money. It made it online. It's coming to me in an email. That's a fucking dream life. Okay. It's better than I was at one point in time. And next month it'll be greater. But you have to, if you're putting out a negative energy when you get that email because everybody else is crying and you're not, the universe is going to say, well, she obviously doesn't like getting that email of that money because she keeps putting out this negative energy. Even if your thought process isn't totally negative, you're putting out that negative energy and you kind of get it and you're kind of like, ugh, you're annoyed by it. You're good. The universe is, oh, obviously she doesn't give a fuck about that. She doesn't want that. Okay, we're going to stop doing that. And it's going to stop coming to you. Whereas if you say, you know what, thank you for this money, they're going to be like, oh yeah, okay, give you more. You know, the universe, that's how it works. Okay. So if you can just say, thank you for this money that I made online, or thank you for showing me another Cadillac as I roll down the whatever. My favorite thing with this, because I'm a very jealous person, okay, this is my shadow side. I am jealous as all hell. I compare myself constantly and every day. It is painful. I don't recommend it, but I do, and that's okay. So what I've tried to do recently, because it's very difficult for me to feel gratitude and feel happy about things when somebody else has it. And I don't even know why, because I'm not that negative of a person. I just am really, really jealous. That's okay. And so when I'm looking at people's stories, the Joe Irigoyen, like the stories that you're like, motherfucker, like that's my dream life. Holy shit, somebody else is living it. I was in a lack mindset of, well, shit, I don't want to see her stories every day because damn, Chicky Doodle is living the dream. Or people that may have passed you in the business may have gotten something that you want before you and you feel you deserve it before them, whatever. It happens. Jealousy is something that we don't talk about a lot in this business because we try to keep a high vibration, but I don't want to just push it to the side because we all feel it, okay? I want to bring it up. We all feel jealousy towards whether it be each other or somebody else. There's someone in the business where you're like, motherfucker, and you're like, shit, she's got it, I don't. Rather than having the lack mindset, I've started looking at my stories as a vision board. I say thank you every time I see Joe, Ali, Paul, all these people that passed me or whatever, or just did the damn thing that I haven't done yet. And I see it as a vision board and I say, thank you so much for showing me this every day, because this is my future. This reminds me why I'm going. This is my future. I'm literally looking into my future. Joe's house is my future, and that's why I see it every day on my stories. And it's not a negative thing anymore. It's exactly what's coming to me. And every time I see her stories now, I get so excited to live that life, because I'm like, whoa, that's going to be my life. Switch that jealousy and say, okay, yes, I'm really jealous of this person, but I'm in the same business as her. Yeah, I'm in the same business as her. I have all the same opportunities as her. Wow, holy fuck, I'm so lucky. I'm looking at my future. Don't have a lack mindset, right? Don't have a lack mindset. If she's got it, I physically can't then. Because I had that mindset. I have that mindset. I have to work through it every day. But now I try to switch that and use it, right? It's all about using what could be a negative thing, switching it in your mind and using that energy as a positive. So now I'm looking at those stories and going, yeah, I need a bigger team, because damn, I want that house, I want that life. So using your stories, and you don't necessarily have to mute all the people in the business like some people have to do, or mute the group chats. You're not muting anything. You can see it and not be jealous. You can see it and go, yes, she got another VIP. That means I'm going to get another VIP. That's why I'm seeing this right now. It's manifesting. It's showing me. It's mirroring me what's going to come to me right now. Okay, I'm ready. Let's go. Apparently a VIP is coming my way. Let's do this. You don't have to know where it's coming from. You just have to switch your mindset. I found that very helpful as a very jealous person that compares myself to a lot of people. But again, I had to do that shadow work. Okay, I had to realize I'm really jealous. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't like that jealousy in our business is taboo. It's not something that we want to fester in. I'm not saying that we need to fester in it, but I think we need to talk about it. I think we need to talk about the fact that we compare a lot, often. Maybe not everybody does, and that's fantastic if you don't claps. Like, you go, girl. But if you do, let's just recognize it and be like, fuck, okay, I'm super jealous of all these people that just got 12 VIPs and I didn't get one. What the hell am I doing wrong? No, switch the mindset. You're doing your business right. It's just not in your time yet. You need to work on yourself. You need to see yourself as, okay, I'm really jealous of all these people, but that's wasting my time. That's wasting my energy on jealousy. Let's refocus. Whereas if we just push the jealousy away, it's still there and it's still getting all of our energy, right? So let's not have it be taboo. Let's put it on the table. Let's say, okay, it's here. It's real. Let's deal with it. And that's what the new moon is all about, is that shadow work of, rather than pushing away the anxiety or pushing away the, I don't really want to hop on my stories, but hopping on it anyways. Why don't you want to hop on your stories? Go into all of those negative emotions that you're feeling towards your business, towards your life, towards your relationship. I don't really care. Go inwards to them and just shed some light on them. Give them a little bit of your time and say, okay, what's up? I'm listening, to yourself, and see what comes up. That's what the new moon is for. And that allows you to switch your mindset. I think it's very hard to switch your mindset if you're shutting out what's actually going on. Because then you're like, I have a great mindset. I feel fine. I'm great. I'm awesome. I feel optimistic. Montana's optimistic because she's worked on her shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel that way yet. I'm not there yet. I have more shit to work on. You know what I mean? So I got to keep working on my shit. And that's my little rant. I hope you guys connect with that a little bit.
And like, kind of just to, dabble off that thought there, it's the idea of having the scarcity mindset or abundance mindset, right? In this business, there is money, there is success to be had for everyone, okay? Money, guys, isn't real. In case you didn't figure it out already, the money that's in your bank account, that's not real physical money that's sitting somewhere in a bank, okay? I know that's kind of a crazy concept to think of, but it is just energy, okay? So there is an abundant source of energy. There is an abundant source of money. And when you look at someone else succeeding and think, oh my gosh, well, they have X, Y, and Z, that means there's not going to be enough for me. That is a scarcity mindset. But like Lyde said, if you look at all these things that people have and that you want, it is an abundance mindset to say, well, that just means it's possible, because if they have it, why the hell can't I have it? And if you have reasons why you can't have it, work on those things, because that's the only difference between you and that person. In this business, we say the only real difference between you and someone who has what you want is that they're A, working harder, or B, it's their time. Because once again, if you don't have the things that you want right now, it's just not your time. It's going to come to you, but you just need to be patient. And once again, that ties in gratitude of being grateful for what you do have. Every morning, the number one thing that I write on my gratitude list, if I write it, because I will be honest, I don't write it every damn morning. Sometimes I wake up and I scroll on TikTok right away, which we don't love. But on the perfect morning routine, the first thing I write down is I woke up healthy and alive. That is something that all of us have that some people do not have. When I put my feet on the floor, I write down, second thing, I'm grateful that I have a body that works. Even if you have some type of a condition, even if your health isn't to 100%, you're still alive, you still have health, you have lungs that work, hello, everything going on, like you can breathe, okay? If you're in a household with your family, even though I know parents drive us crazy, trust me, I know I'm an only, not an only child, but I'm the only sibling living in the house. I'm grateful that I have my family's help. I'm grateful that I'm in a safe home. I'm grateful in the winter that I wake up in a warm bed. Like, there are things to be grateful for that you have that other people don't have. And that's an abundance mindset rather than looking at things that people have and saying, I don't have that. And that just ties in once again with, that whole vision board thing. Tweak that mindset. It's okay to be a little jealous because that means that you want that, but switch it from being like, I'm so mad that this person has this that it makes me want to like punch a wall, and look at it and being like, okay, damn sis, you have that. I guess I got to step it up today.
Yeah, and that's really what this is about. So, I mean, ending this off, take the rest of the night. Obviously, if you have business stuff to do, do it. But if you can take some time to go inwards and just allow yourself to think the things that you don't really want to be thinking, so that you can give them your time in a controlled space at the right time, and then let them go. You know what I mean? Stop holding on to them in not wanting them, if that makes sense. I hope you guys kind of understand what I mean by that. Give them some time, give them your energy for a little moment, and just say, okay, what's up? Work through your stuff, and then allow it to release. And trust me, new moon release, very good for you, very, very good for you. But that's the moon, guys, is that it can be extremely powerful, and going against it, honestly, best of luck to you. Like, you're kind of fucking yourself if you if you think you can go against the moon. It's like, it's crazy, right? So I really need you guys to focus inwards right now, and then tomorrow, wake up, gratitude, because the moon's starting to lighten up again, right? So you got to bring yourself out of that place. But tonight, go inwards and just get dark and twisty. That's okay.
Feel your feelings. It's so good to cry, guys. I had my first mental breakdown of isolation last week, and I kind of was crying at first. I'm like, why am I crying? What am I crying about? And then I was like, you know what? I might as well just let it out. I don't know what it's about, but you feel like such a release. It's kind of like endorphins after working out. Like, I don't know if you have a good sob, like an ugly cry, like lock yourself in your closet cry, okay? Shouldn't be doing them all the time. If you are, then maybe, you got some other things you got to do, but they are good to happen and they need to happen. And one last thing to talk about, journaling, because you guys are all going to get off this call and you're going to journal. That's what we're going to do. I don't know if you guys have that best friend or that person in your life, your partner, parent, whoever, that when you can vocalize those crazy thoughts you're having in your head, I'm going to talk about it relationship wise. When I have these crazy thoughts about boys in my head and I tell my best friend about it, and as I'm writing it down on my phone, I'm like, bitch, I know that this is crazy and this is so irrational, but I just got to say it, and I need you to, when you have that moment and you see that in writing, that's when you can kind of look at it and be like, oh shit, you're right. This is irrational. It's the same thing with journaling. So when you're having those thoughts in your head that maybe you don't want to share with others, those limiting beliefs that you have about yourself, okay? Write them all down. Write down the mean and nasty stuff that you think about yourself, because once you get out of that journaling, moment, and you look at it, you're gonna be like, bitch, what do you mean you're not worthy? Like, you're such a nice person. What do you mean you can't lose 10 pounds? Girl, you got legs that work. What do you mean? What do you mean you can't move out? Whatever it is, when you put it down on paper and you can read those irrational thoughts that you have, that's when you can look at them and recognize that they're irrational rather than them lingering over you and festering and staying in your mind. So, I mean, that's how I say, like, journaling saved my life. And it's dramatic, but it's so fucking true, because when I was 16 and unhappy and, unfortunately didn't really want to be here, didn't see the light of life, that's what I did to get myself out of those moments where I felt like I wasn't worthy. I felt like I wasn't good enough. I wasn't going to get out of it. Look at it on paper, because in your head is a whole different place than this real world, baby. And they can, come together, but they are also separate. So just bring the two together at that moment. Journal, cry, and burn paper. That's a fun thing to do too during the new moon. Burn the things you want to let go of.
I just scream it. I'm a lot less pretty about it. I'm like, great, okay, fine. You feel that way? Say it. Tell me. What are you feeling? Let me know. Obviously, you're going to fucking say it anyways, so go for it. Yell at me. And I'm like, okay, that was really stupid. You look really crazy. Congratulations. You look like a psychopath. Can you get on with your day now? Thanks. Great. It's so funny. I think Shannon on one of the other calls was like, it would be so weird if Leiden cried. And it caught me so off guard. Guys, if you don't know, I cry all the time. I'm a big crier.
You are a crier.
You know this? Okay, I thought that was crazy. I was like, Shannon, what? I was like, wait a second. No, yeah, I have mental breakdowns all the time. It's very good for you. I think that the only part that's negative about anxiety is being worried that you have to cope with your anxiety. That is the only thing that's negative about anxiety, is having to cope with your anxiety. If you just have anxiety, literally that's fine. Like, life doesn't change. Shit's good. Sometimes I'm a little bit like, eek, but other than that, like, it's totally fine. What's really shitty is people telling you have to not, or you telling yourself that you can't feel that way. That's what the new moon is about. Stop telling yourself that you can't feel a specific way. Feel it. And then as soon like that, it just kind of goes away. It just kind of dissipates, right? So you guys have a lot of work to do, so we're gonna let you go. But thank you so much for sharing space with us tonight. A little bit of a fun call. Might do a full moon one if this is something you guys like to learn about. Hippy dippy, kind of weird, but I like it. Good for you, good for your health, good for your business. And yeah, we love you so much.
I love you all. Thank you for coming and sharing the space with us. And I cannot wait for all of us to have the best night, go to sleep feeling fulfilled, and wake up tomorrow being grateful that we're alive and that we're in this business. Because, hello, that's something that you have that a lot of people don't. So I love you all.
Love you guys. Bye.